Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, illuminating your path. I'm Lineria Celine, your intuitive guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist.
Today we're embarking on an absolutely fascinating deep dive. We're looking at a stack of material that really bridges ancient wisdom with, well, modern science.
That's right.
We bridge celestial wisdom to unlock your modern path, helping you discover guiding starlight insights and explore powerful cosmic energies. Our mission today is to explore this really intriguing concept of quantum Aries.
Yeah, I'm Aries, yeah.
It's all about understanding the very nature of initiation, that raw impulse, and how you can consciously direct your own energy, transforming potential into purposeful action rather than, well, letting it devolve into unexamined ego-driven reaction.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these sources connect the primal, often impulsive energy of Aries with the really nuanced probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics. It sort of challenges our basic assumptions about what action even means and, how we choose to manifest our potential.
Exactly. So get ready for some profound insights, maybe some aha moments as we unpack this powerful convergence.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's dive into the core of quantum Aries, starting with its fundamental origins. Our sources, they ground this concept in both astrophysics and ancient mythology, revealing some really potent connections.
Precisely. And the planet Mars is absolutely central here to understanding Aries. Our research highlights how NASA's data on Mars's iron oxide surface, what gives it that reddish, rusty color.
Yeah, the red planet.
Exactly. It directly aligns with Aries' ancient association with blood and iron. It's like a tangible link between the planet itself and the very essence of Aries' energetic signature. Pretty amazing.
Wow. And it's not just about its composition, right? Aries marks a profoundly significant cosmic moment, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Aries initiates the entire zodiac in the tropical system, starting at 0 degrees longitude.
The very beginning.
The very beginning. And this moment, it perfectly aligns with the vernal equinox, the precise point where spring officially kicks off in the northern hemisphere. Our sources describe this beautifully, actually, as a quantum reset for Earth's seasonal cycle.
A quantum reset. I like that.
Yeah, a powerful annual fresh start for the planet's energetic blueprint, so to speak.
So it's much more than just, a zodiac sign. It's like a cosmic new year, a fundamental energetic reboot. And mythologically, Aries, the Greek counterpart to Mars, often gets a bad rap, seen as purely violent.
Right.
But there's a deeper nuance.
There is. Hesiod's theogony portrays him as unbending of heart and careth.
Okay.
And our sources emphasize this isn't just about aggression. It's more about a powerful, unyielding focus on intent.
Intent, that's key.
Indeed. That unbending quality points to a directed will, not just, chaos. Now, if we look at Aries' elemental state, fire.
Right, fire sign.
It's described not just as solid, liquid, or gas, but as plasma, often called the fourth state of matter. Think like the superheated ionized gas in the neon sign, or even the sun itself.
Okay, plasma. And here's where it really connects with the quantum ideas.
Exactly. This is where it gets really interesting. Our sources propose that fire, specifically as plasma, mirrors the concept of quantum superposition.
Superposition, okay. Explain that a bit.
Well, in quantum mechanics, superposition basically means a particle exists in all its possible states at the same time, until you observe it or measure it.
Okay, so it's like pure potential.
Precisely. So Aries fire, like plasma, is neither fully formed nor entirely absent. It's this unstructured energy holding all potential simultaneously, just waiting for a definitive observation or, a direction to collapse it into something tangible.
Real. Wow. So for you listening, this means that initial spark of an idea, that burst of energy, or that sudden impulse, it isn't a fixed, decided thing yet.
Not at all.
It's pure, unmanifested potential, just ready to be shaped and directed by you.
That's the core idea.
That concept of pure potential leads us perfectly into the central insight of quantum Aries, this idea of superposition and its dual wave function. Our sources reveal that Aries energy doesn't just sit in one fixed state. It's constantly oscillating between two probabilistic possibilities.
Yes, exactly. And they represent this with an elegant but remarkably simple idea. Your Aries potential, let's call it Psi Aries.
Psi Aries.
Is a blend of action and withdrawal. You can always think of it like an equation. Psi Aries equals a certain likelihood of action, let's say alpha.
What's how far?
Plus a certain likelihood of withdrawal, beta. These Greek letters, alpha and beta, they're just numerical values representing the probability or the strength of being in one state versus the other at any given moment. It's fluid.
So it's not just a simple on or off switch, is it? It's more like a dynamic fluctuating balance.
Exactly.
Let's explore the action state first. What does our material tell us about that direct manifestation?
Okay, so this is the pure Mars state. This is where Aries expresses its direct, forward-moving impulse. Neurobiologically, our sources connect this to the adrenal medulla, which Mars actually rules.
Ah, okay.
It's responsible for releasing adrenaline and noradrenaline, those powerful chemicals that fuel our fight-or-flight response.
Right, the stress hormones.
Kind of. But here, the quantum parallel is wave collapse via observation. Just like a quantum particle's potential wave collapses into a definite state when it's observed, Aries' initial impulse acts as its own observer, forcing that raw potential into concrete, kinetic, real-world action.
That's a really profound connection. So your very impulse isn't just a feeling, it's the actual mechanism that makes things real, transforming possibility into actuality.
It collapses the wave function, essentially.
Wow. But then there's the withdrawal state, which, as you said, seems counterintuitive for a sign that's so famous for its drive, its go-getter energy. Can you unpack that for us?
Absolutely. And this withdrawal, it's often misinterpreted. Sometimes it's seen as the Libra shadow, because Libra, being Aries' opposite, brings balance and reflection.
The balancing act.
Right. Psychologically, if you draw on Carl Jung's shadow archetype, it can represent an aversion to what feels like inaction. But, and this is crucial, our sources clarify that this withdrawal isn't weakness or passivity.
Okay, so what is it then?
Instead, it's described as entropy mitigation. It's a strategic pause. Think of it maybe like quantum tunneling.
Quantum tunneling?
Yeah, where a particle finds a path through an energy barrier rather than trying to force its way over it.
Yeah.
For Aries, this means intelligently finding less direct routes sometimes to conserve energy and avoid burnout.
That's a crucial reframe. Seriously. So stepping back isn't retreating in a bad way. It's actually a smart, strategic move to recharge, maybe reassess, find a more efficient or powerful path forward. It makes perfect sense that an intelligent energy wouldn't always just go head-on into a wall.
Precisely. And a key insight our sources provide here is that Aries' famous burnout.
Oh, yeah. We know about that.
Often stems from what they call premature collapse. Acting before that potential, represented by those alpha and beta probabilities, has fully calibrated. It's about knowing when to fully engage, yes. But crucially, also knowing when to strategically pull back.
Okay. So for you listening, this means recognizing that initial rush, that impulse, but then consciously pausing just for a moment.
That pause is key.
It's about asking, is this the perfect moment to act? Or do I need to gather more clarity, maybe more energy before I commit? That pause itself can be just as powerful as the action, can't it?
Absolutely. It's conscious choice.
So if Aries energy is all about this potential and choice, what does this mean for how you interact with the world around you? I mean, our actions, especially those fueled by that Aries impulse, they don't happen in a vacuum, right?
Not at all.
Our sources introduce us to something called entanglement dynamics.
Right. Entanglement dynamics. This describes how Aries actions create what they call non-local ripple effects.
Non-local, like action at a distance.
Sort of. Imagine throwing a stone into a pond, the ripples spread out far beyond the initial splash, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, a leader's decisions, for example, can instantly entangle their followers, influencing their states even without direct communication. Our sources point to Bell's theorem.
From physics.
Yeah, from quantum physics.
Yeah.
It suggests a deep, instant correlation between entangled particles, no matter how far apart they are. And they cite Alexander the Great, who was an Aries sun,
Oh, interesting.
as a powerful historical example, an individual catalyzing these huge chain reactions across vast empires simply through his focused actions and decisions.
So the takeaway for you is pretty profound. When you act, especially when driven by that powerful Aries impulse, it creates this cascade of effects on those around you.
Right.
Whether you consciously intend it or not, your personal quantum collapse echoes outward.
Exactly. And this idea extends even to conflict itself. Our sources cleverly describe conflict as a kind of quantum measurement.
A quantum measurement? How so?
Well, just as a measurement collapses a quantum state, revealing its definite properties, Mars-ruled confrontations, arguments, disagreements. They can measure others' hidden states. They can strip away pretense, force honesty. Think of like a sudden argument that reveals someone's true, unvarnished feelings. That's a collapse of their mask, in a sense.
That's a really intriguing way to look at everyday interactions, even difficult ones. This understanding leads perfectly into what our sources call conscious activation protocols. These sound like practical, mindful ways to actually direct and collapse this quantum wave function of Aries energy.
Absolutely, and they offer some powerful, really tangible practices for what they term the dominant phase.
Beta dominant, so that's when you need to ground or withdraw strategic.
Exactly. When you sense the need to ground that fiery Aries energy or maybe pull back a bit, they suggest geometric resonance. This involves using specific stones like red jasper or carnelian, which are iron oxides, linking back to Mars.
Ah, the iron connection again.
Using them in tetrahedron grids. A tetrahedron is fire's platonic solid, a fundamental geometric shape believed to help organize and focus chaotic energy.
Okay, using geometry and stones. What else?
Another powerful technique here is biophoton meditation. This is where you visualize red light, the color of Mars and Aries, condensing from your solar plexus, your power center, into a single intense point before you act.
Biophotons. Like light from cells?
Exactly. Tiny light particles emitted by living cells. Our sources suggest this visualization helps align your energetic field for really focused intent.
Those are incredibly specific and actionable techniques for you to experiment with. Seriously powerful. So what about the opposite? When you're truly ready to channel that Aries fire into action, the alpha phase?
Right, for the dominant phase, when you're ready for a strategic collapse and direct action, our sources recommend applying the Zeno effect.
The Zeno effect sounds familiar from quantum stuff.
It is. In quantum mechanics, the Zeno effect basically suggests that continuous observation can sort of freeze a system, prevent it from changing its state.
Okay. How does that apply here?
For Aries, this means freezing an impulsive state via rapid conscious observation. You take a sharp, conscious 5-second breath hold. Just hold. It interrupts the adrenaline rush.
Okay. Quick pause.
And then, crucially, you ask yourself a direct question. Does this action truly serve my higher core self, or is it merely an ego-driven reaction?
Wow. That simple but deeply reflective question.
Yeah, that could absolutely change the trajectory of any impulse.
It's remarkably powerful. Simple, but powerful. They also suggest temporal anchoring.
Temporal anchoring, like time.
Exactly. Initiating projects or maybe crucial conversations during Mars hours like sunrise or other astrologically calculated Mars hours. The idea is to align your intent with the cosmic flow and build momentum naturally.
Aligning with cosmic timing. Makes sense. What about those ripple effects, the entanglement?
Right. For entanglement navigation, managing these ripple effects we talked about, the sources offer something called the quantum decoy effect.
A decoy. Sounds interesting. Yeah. Before you confront, say, a challenging situation or a person, let's call them person X, you role play, or discuss it intensely with a decoy, person Y, someone you trust.
Okay.
This apparently helps to harmlessly discharge that initial reactive energy, that knee-jerk anger or frustration, so you can approach the real situation with much clearer intent. Less baggage.
That's clever, like a practice run to clear the static.
Exactly. And for leaders, or really anyone in a position of influence, there's superfluid decision-making. Framing choices not as a simple win-lose, but asking, what choice liberates the most potential for everyone involved? Leveraging that quantum non-locality idea to see beyond just the immediate outcomes.
What's truly empowering about all these protocols, it seems, is how they shift your role. You're no longer just, a passive recipient of impulse. You become the conscious observer collapser, actively shaping your potential, directing the energy.
That's the goal. And if we connect this to an even broader picture, our sources offer some really advanced insights into the nuances of quantum Aries. One fascinating point is the exaltation in Capricorn.
Right, you mentioned Mars is exalted in Capricorn. That seems weird for impulsive Aries, doesn't it? Capricorn is so structured, Saturn-ruled.
It certainly does seem contradictory at first glance, but what our material tells us is that it reveals Aries' hidden need for what they call structured chaos.
Structured chaos, like contained power.
Exactly. Think of a powerful engine, or maybe a contained fusion reactor. Immense energy, absolutely, but it's channeled with incredible precision and discipline. It's about not suppressing that wild, primal Aries energy, but directing it with masterful control to achieve profound, lasting results.
Okay, so it's about refining and channeling that raw power, not squashing it. That's a really crucial distinction.
It really is. Then there's the intriguing concept of Black Moon Lilith, BML, in Aries.
Black Moon Lilith that represent the wild, authentic self, right? The shadow stuff.
Often, yes. Our untamed authenticity, sometimes linked to suppressed aspects. When BML occupies Aries, Our sources suggest it manifests as quantum fluctuations.
Quantum fluctuations, like sudden shifts.
Sudden, often disruptive, sometimes even taboo-shattering actions that seem to bypass normal social constraints, or event horizons, as they put it. These are moments where you might break free from conventional expectations in a really bold, authentic, maybe even shocking way.
That definitely sounds like shattering old barriers and expressing a deeper, maybe more unconstrained truth.
It can be very powerful. And finally, we have quantum coherence. This applies to groups.
Okay, group energy.
Yeah. When a group, like a team or a movement, aligns its collective Aries energy that drives that initiation through synchronized intent, it creates this powerful laser-like focus. This collective coherence avoids destructive interference, where individual efforts accidentally cancel each other out.
Right, working against each other.
Exactly. Instead, it amplifies their collective potential, allowing them to achieve far, far more together than they could individually.
This brings us to a truly profound question for you, the listener. Our sources brilliantly conclude that Aries achieves quantum mastery not by trying to eliminate that initial superposition, that blend of action and withdrawal, but by becoming the conscious observer collapser.
Taking the reins.
Yeah, taking the reins, consciously directing the wave-particle duality of your very self. It's about knowing, with deep awareness, when to act, when to withdraw, and crucially, how to make that choice deliberately for the highest good.
Mastering your own energy field.
As our cosmic journey concludes for today, we've explored how the dynamic, truly potent energy of Aries, when we view it through this quantum lens, offers really profound insights into how you can consciously direct your own potential. It's about deeply understanding those dual states, action and strategic withdrawal, recognizing the far-reaching ripple effects of your decisions, and embracing the powerful protocols now available to you to guide your impulses, not be ruled by them.
And this profound understanding, it really moves beyond simple reactive impulse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It invites you to step fully into your power as the conscious architect of your own experiences, mastering the wave-particle duality of your own being and aligning your inner energy with your outer reality purposefully.
So here's a final provocative thought for you to carry into your week. Knowing that you are the conscious observer collapser of your own quantum potential, how will you deliberately choose to collapse that potential into purposeful, directed action this week, fully recognizing the ripple effects you create in your world?
Something to really sit with.
Dive deeper into your unique path. Request your email audio reading now. You'll find the link conveniently right in the description below this deep dive.
Check it out.
And while you're there, explore all the episode resources and links we've mentioned today. All the details are waiting for you.
Don't miss those.
Ignite. Think.
Become. Beautiful.
Subscribe for more Starlight Insights.